Hello and welcome to Wingin It. And once again, we are back with another game from this World Cup. We are still in this knockout round. We're in the round of 16 now, so things are definitely heating up here in this World Cup. So it's the same formula as in the previous round. We have got a best of 3 matchup coming up here. We're going first in this game 1, so we're going to jump in here. We're going to take a look and see what we've got in the starting hand. And okay, things are looking pretty good here. Franklin Skull, of course, a very, very nice bird to be seeing in the starting hand. That really sorts out the card access, and Falconer is a good bonus card to go with that as well. And yeah, I think we've got a pretty clear start. Hawfinch here getting a bit of food. Of course, we've got seeds in the bird feeder, so we can easily grab one of those and look to get this down. And I think there's European Goldfinch as well. Early on, I think this is going to work out well again with the Hawfinch, getting some food for that. And just setting up a pink power counter early on. Obviously, at this stage of the game, you don't really know whether your opponent is going to be going for the tucking birds or not. But I think it's nice to be able to get one of these early on. And at the very least, you're sort of putting them off because tucking is such a strong way of scoring points in this game. So yeah, just being able to get that out before they can really do anything about it. It is a nice position to be in. And I think as well, of course, with the Franklin Skull, I have to follow the house rules, so can't play it until round 2. So we've got to do something in this round 1, and I probably don't want to be laying eggs or drawing cards because I'm going to do plenty of that with the Skull from round 2 onwards. So mostly my plan is going to be to take food. So yeah, I think there's a pretty clear plan here where we can get the food for this Hawfinch, get that down, then get the food for the Goldfinch, lay eggs, play that, and then just take food a few times. You'll see I didn't keep a fish, and there's no fish in the bird feeder, so yeah, we're going to hope that we can find one, but obviously, with the Hawfinch power, resetting the bird feeder, that helps. And just being able to spend a few turns. I think I should have at least 2 or 3 turns at the end of this round. Just taking food, getting 3 food at a time. I really like this approach with the Franklin Skull, because what that means is in round 2, you can just play it, you can start laying eggs, and once you find something, you can just play it. You don't have to worry about going and getting food, because you have already spent that round 1 getting the food that you want. So I should say as well, in case it wasn't clear, this is post-commentated, so still very fresh in the memory of this game, and hopefully I'll try and give a bit of insight into what I was thinking and how this game was really going for me from my perspective. So here we go, we come here onto our first turn, and as I said, straightforward, we're going to grab the seed. One thing that was in the back of my mind here is that maybe I'm baiting my opponent into thinking that I've got a wood duck, because this is a very wood duck looking opening. Keep the berry in the seed and then grab another seed. Normally that means only one thing, but of course here we know it's not a wood duck, but it is going to be a Franklin Skull coming up pretty soon. So my opponent with a pretty normal start. They did keep a fish, so I'm kind of thinking maybe they do have a wetland bird. I was wondering if they were going to pick up the gallinule, and actually they did indeed. So honestly, I don't mind that. I think sometimes you can get some good cards from those kind of birds. Obviously, with the Franklin Skull, maybe I'm not going to benefit quite as much from those extra cards, but who knows? Maybe if I had a bush tit or a chaffinch or some kind of tucking bird later on, that can definitely help out. And maybe I don't need to use this gull all throughout the game. Maybe I can skip it later on and save myself a few eggs. But yeah, for now the plan is clear. As I said, grab the seed. We got the seed on the reroll as well from the Hawfinch, so we're very happy. And very clear what we need to do. I think just lay eggs, get the Goldfinch down, and then we've got those 3 turns. So it's just going to be about getting food. We do have the fish that's come up in the feeder now on that reroll, so very happy to see that, of course. But yeah, otherwise, I think it's just about grabbing a variety of food. So probably going to try and grab mostly worms. Just thinking about, okay, if I'm trying to build a grasslands engine, maybe I'm looking for some more tucking birds or those other kind of point scoring engine birds. Worms are pretty common food type, and of course seeds are as well, but we're going to get those through this Hawfinch power. So yeah, opponent plays the gallinule, probably as expected. Yeah, that sort of does tell me that actually maybe they didn't have a wetland bird in their start, but they are, yeah, gonna be using that hopefully this round and giving me some eggs, or some cards, I should say. They played their scale card as well, so yeah, pretty solid opening in terms of egg and card access. Maybe not so much on the food front, so they might do their digging and see what they find. But yeah, for me, it's straightforward. Now we've got this goldfinch down, we can start taking food. We get 3 food a time, so we're going to end this round with 9 food, which I think is just so strong. And like I say, really sets me up nicely going into this next round. Pretty clear to get the goal down, and just go from there and see what else we get. So we are going to get our first free bird coming through here, and it is a very nice one. White-faced ibis. Not an engine bird, but with this falconer bonus card, and we're going to have loads of food here. That's going to be a nice one to get down. Maybe works for that next end of round as well, if we can get it down in time. So yeah, always happy to get some nice free birds like that, some nice big point ones, especially from something like Galling or so. Opponent going and grabbing food, they clearly found something they liked. I was considering here whether I play the ibis, because, you know, potentially getting a third bird down for this end of round, maybe I tie the end of round. I was just trying to work out what's my opponent going to do with this worm, and I did, in the back of my mind, think there could be some kind of double play in the forest with a free bird, be it a condor or a goshawk or a sparrowhawk. Just given what they kept in their starting hand, they did keep at least one more bird that I haven't seen yet. So yeah, I was just thinking that could easily have been something for free, and I didn't want to get caught out with the double play. As it turns out, it wasn't double play. They did just play something. So yeah, could have tied it. To be honest, I think keeping the food there and not getting distracted, because I'd have had to use the fish, and then suddenly I'm forcing down the girl, or I'm having to take another turn getting food first. So yeah, just in the interest of tempo, and in the interest of keeping the food in reserve, maybe for some better engine birds as we go into this second round. I feel like that was a safer play to be going and doing that. So they played the green heron. Obviously not getting any food at the moment, so yeah, presumably just a second wetland bird to do some more digging. They're going to give me another free bird, and they're going to give me something even better than the ibis, golden eagle. Very nice with the falconer. Very nice engine bird. And so yeah, straight away, actually delaying playing the gull here because there were 2 rats in the feeder, and I want to get this eagle down. So yeah, very quick decision there. But yeah, like I said, as soon as the eagle came up, I could sort of see it forming this grasslands very nicely. So gull and eagle, of course, helping this end of round goal as well. So indeed, we're going to play the gull first, of course, just in case, you know, maybe they pick up something from the tray and, you know, something really nice comes up. I want to be able to sort of change plans, lay eggs, and go and grab that. So but yeah, certainly as long as nothing changes, which indeed it doesn't, we're going to be playing our golden eagle. So they found a woodpecker, they got their forest bird. That is going to help them out a little bit. But yeah, just such a strong opening. I mean, we've already got so many big point birds down. Like I say, this falconer bonus card, we could potentially be getting quite a few points from that. That's certainly going to be the aim. And yeah, at least another one here in this ibis. We'll see what else we can find using this Franklin's gull. So yeah, first turn laying eggs and being able to use this engine, this gull. So yeah, we are going to get a hit on the eagle. I wouldn't have minded that blue throat. But also what I don't mind, these 2 birds in the tray, the carrion crow and the bluebird, already, you know, going and grabbing those. Being very assertive, I think, with this tray. Carrion crow and falcon is such a good combination, especially when I know I've already got this ibis again. I can definitely see something forming here where I get a big score on falconer and get a lot of caches on this carrion crow, and I think just building out this grasslands, very quickly getting to 4 birds, just getting those extra eggs. Obviously bluebird has a lot of egg space as well, and it hits that third end of round. So I think sometimes that what I know powers end of round can be quite tricky to hit if you're just digging from the deck. No guarantee that you find a white power bird that's even worth playing at that point, because sometimes they can be quite low in value. So yeah, just want to grab the bird when I see it. And what else I'm seeing that I'm liking is a hummingbird. So I'm a opponent playing that, maybe going to get some free food. You might have seen that, unfortunately. Blackbird getting eaten by the eagle. So the eagle, it's kind of a double-edged sword here. It's doing its job, but it's also eating all the birds that I would have liked for my engine. But you can't have it both ways. So don't mind it too much. And yeah, good draw, really good draw from the gull there. Woodstalk and Griffin Vulture. So we could potentially be doing Griffin Vulture and Carrion Crow. So originally I was going to do the double play into the Carrion Crow in the grasslands, but now with these 2 turns left, my opponent is clearly winning this end of round. So I'm going to double play into the Vulture, and we still have another turn here to play the Carrion Crow into the wetlands. So yeah, it's all looking good here. Of course, only one Predator bird down, so we are only going to get 1 cash on each of those, but that is going to scale very nicely throughout this rest of the game. Clearly, my plan for the next round can be to try and get this ibis down. And I mean, my opponent, they're still giving out this hummingbird food. I mean, I feel very uneasy about this if I'm in that position where if I've got a hummingbird and I see my opponent's got such good card access, it's such a huge risk. And yeah, it's not one that I'd be taking. It's not for me. But at the same time, if I'm on this side of it, I'll definitely take the free food. I definitely don't mind it, and it's really, really going to help me out a lot here, getting down some of these expensive birds like the ibis and the stork later on in this game. But for now, we'll play the Carrion Crow. So yeah, it's cashing time. We're going to get 1 cash on each. So like I say, pretty small fry at the moment, but we'll be able to get more caches as this game develops. So not the amazing trade that we're looking for here, although the Dunnock could be an option. My opponent does seem to be going for this grasslands, and if you look at this last end around, they're going to want to lay eggs a lot. So at the very least, I am going to pick up this Dunnock just to block it, because clearly I'm laying eggs a lot. Can't let them get their hands on that. Unfortunately, reveal the purple martin for them. However, again, I don't mind this. I'm perfectly happy for them to pick that up and play it, because we've already got our pink power countering system set up. So Goldfinch already down from that round 1. So they can do as much tucking as they like. I'm going to get points from it. So yeah, knock yourself out as far as I'm concerned. And especially if they're going to put it in the grasslands, that does make me lean a bit more towards considering using this Dunnock for myself. And yeah, just maybe getting some extra tealy goodness at the end of this round to go with the Griffin Vulture and the Carrion Crow. So yeah, 5 turns left in this round. I'm trying to plan out a way in which I can get both of these big point wetland birds down. Of course, I want to get the ibis down for these teal powers, so the Vulture and the Crow both going to get an extra cash if I get it down this round. But also this Woodstalk, only got 1 white and no power bird down, so definitely want to make sure I'm secure in that regard. And yeah, really making sure I can win this end around. So do play the Dunnock with the view to be taking food at least once, of course. We are getting some from this hummingbird, but I don't think I can rely on it entirely to feed all of these birds. And yeah, when I look at that feeder, it's got fish, it's got worm, it's got rat. It's exactly the food I need to be playing these big point wetland birds. So yeah, just playing the Dunnock. I know I'll probably get maybe 5 or 6 eggs from the rest of the game from that. So I think that's a pretty good play, and just lets me get that extra food by discarding cards, which I'm not sure of between the Gull and between the Gallinule as well. Giving free cards to me, it's yeah, not going to be a problem to go and discard a few cards here. So yeah, like I said, I think the rest of this game kind of panning out pretty clearly for me. I like these kind of situations where you sort of come through to the middle of round 3, getting into that late game. You don't have too many big decisions to make. You don't have too many difficult options to work between. Like I say, feels like pretty clear that I need to just get these wetland birds down. Maybe see on the bonus card from the Woodstalk, maybe that's going to shape my play in the final round. You know, maybe I get a Visionary Leader or something, and I need to keep using this Gull, or you know, maybe I'm just 1 bird away from hitting a certain bonus card, and I need to sort of try and dig a little bit to find that and score some points. So yeah, it's sometimes going to be a little bit situational there, just depending on how it goes. But yeah, I think otherwise we're just really, really well set up, especially with this Martin going down. Yeah, like I say, with the pink power Goldfinch already set up and ready to go, we are in a very, very good position. So yeah, we go ahead and take our food, and we've got everything we want. So we got the fish and the 2 worms of the ibis, we've got a fish, a rat, and then we use a seed, I think, as the wild food for the woodstock. So looking good. Of course, I'm expecting a bit of free food to come through from my opponent, but if that lets me play just one more bird in that final round, if I can find one more predator power effectively in that final round, it's worth 4 more points, because we'll get 2 from the falconer, and we'll get 2 caches as well on the vulture and the crow. So yeah, even a small 4-point wetland play or forest play that only costs 1 food, I'll take that. I'll take that just because of all the extra points, to say, that I can be getting from my teal powers and my bonus cards. So that's kind of the engine here. The engine's not really reliant on brown powers, of course. As I say, the Franklin's Gull's helping. This Golden Eagle's doing a good job as well. But really, it's all about the teal powers and the bonus cards and the big point birds. So yeah, opponent laying eggs there. Again, I'm perfectly happy for them to do that, because I'm getting so much from them. But for now, we're going to play Woodstock. We're going to see what we get on this bonus card, and it is a very, very nice 6-point omnivore pickup here. So I will say I did have behaviorists in the back of my mind, and it's why I played the Woodstock first. I think these are situations where it's good to have that sort of situation in mind, because I could have played these in either order. Doesn't matter to me. I know they're both going down. But if I played the ibis and the Woodstock the other way around, that's 0 on behaviorist. So of course, didn't matter here because I did find omnivore. But if that was backyard birder, or if that was something else that I wasn't going to be scoring points off, then it does pay to pay attention and make sure you're doing things in the right way. And yeah, potentially could have been getting a 6-point behaviorist there, but like I say, don't mind omnivore at all for 6 points. But yeah, it seems like opponent's going to just keep laying eggs, and yeah, happy for them to keep doing that. Like I say, I get a tuck on the goldfinch. I know Dunnock's going to get an egg later. They are skipping the hummingbird, so maybe a bit of mind games here. But I've already got the food I need, so yeah, ibis pretty straightforwardly going down there. And I'm almost trying to work out at this point, can I just lay eggs? Can I just lay eggs the rest of this game? 6 turns left. I get 4 eggs a turn. I think I can just lay eggs the rest of this game and not really worry too much about filling up. Of course, the Dunnock does come into it a little bit, so I'm sort of hopeful that maybe they use their Gallinule to give me something good. Maybe something good pops up in the tray. I don't really feel like digging and gambling with the Gull and seeing what I find. So what does the Gallinule give me? It gives me a bar now. Very, very nice. So there's the Predator power that we were definitely hoping for. So yeah, for me, that tells me I can just lay eggs here, and I don't need to use this Gull. I see no reason to spend the eggs, because even if I find something good, I've got to then subtract the cost of the eggs it took to find that. So yeah, maybe I find a big point bird, but if it takes me 3 or 4 turns to find it, that's 3 or 4 points less that I'm going to get having played that. So yeah, I think, like I say, the end game should be quite straightforward here. But for now, we're going to get some teal activation. So yeah, 2 eggs on the Dunnock, and then 2 caches on each of these 2. So looking good, looking very nice, and we know those teal powers are going to continue to score us points in that final round. So opponent missed that 3rd end of round goal, as I said earlier. Can be tricky. Find those white and no powers that you want to play. So yeah, they clearly either couldn't find something or just decided it maybe wasn't worth going for it. So yeah, we come into the final round, 5 turns left, and I'm really hoping that they lay eggs to give you that rodent in the feeder. That would just save me a lot of worry and decision making, because yeah, I think this barn owl is worth playing. I think it's going to be tricky to lay eggs without running out of egg space. So I'm just trying to work out if I need to go for food myself, and if I do, it pays to do it early, pays to get that barn owl down as soon as possible in that grasslands. Of course, the brown power, not the best, but maybe has some chance of success and getting a few extra points. But also, if I'm going for food, I can throw this Merganser, I can get a bunch of extra food and start discarding that for eggs. So that is part of the decision making that comes into play here. So yeah, barn owl on its own is 7 points. So it's a 5-point play. Of course, costs 2 eggs, but I get 2 points from the falconer and 2 caches as well. So 7 points in total. And yeah, if I'm going to be laying eggs 3 times after playing it, and I can discard 3 food, get 3 extra eggs for that, it's essentially a 10-point play in that regard. So yeah, laying eggs is at most 5, get 4 eggs, and the golden eagle success. So I think it's worth it, and this is why, like I say, I'm definitely thinking about taking food here and just getting this little extra bit of food. Almost doesn't matter what else I take, but I'll take another rodent, because who knows, maybe the gallinule is going to get used and give me something else that I can play with that. But yeah, otherwise we're just taking a bunch of random food. And yeah, we're set now. I think the plan is in play. We can start to set it in motion. But yeah, get this barn owl down. The egg space, like I say, should be fine, but barn owl is definitely going to help out there. And we'll see where that takes us. So opponent played bullfinch. I think that's got to be for a bonus card, because you don't often see such a low point bird going down at this stage of the game. But yeah, barn owl, very helpful as well. We can clear out those Dunnock egg spaces without having to use the Franklin skull. That's quite a yeah, significant point as well that makes it worth playing. But yeah, 3 turns left, so we're going to get 5 eggs each time, no problem. We've got the food to be throwing. Opponent did then use the hummingbird, so I was trying to then work out at that point, you know, maybe I should have waited. Maybe I should have thought that they were going to give out more food, but it was definitely safer to get food. And like I say, you want to get the barn owl down as soon as possible, because it's just extra points. It's extra points being able to discard this food now and maybe have a chance on the brown power. But yeah, easy enough. We get 5 eggs here. I'm going to see on the barn owl. Not going to hit, but we do have the golden eagle as well. So I'll take that. If I'm getting 6 points at the end here from this Grassless engine, you can see we're already on a very strong score, and we've not even had our teal powers coming into play yet. So we're not going to be competitive on this last end around, but it's not one I was aiming for. Just with this goal, we're able to at least qualify. You can see my opponent's got loads and loads of ground nest spaces, so no point trying to chase that when we don't really have a hope of going for it. So yeah, we're just gonna keep laying eggs. I will say there is a common buzzard in the tray. It did catch my eye a little bit, and I did consider this, of course, for the falconer and the 2 teal powers. But yeah, the problem is it's a 6-point play. So again, 4 points minus 2 eggs, plus 2 on the falconer, plus 2 caches. But it cost me an egg to pick it up with the goal, so it's only a 5-point play. Laying eggs is minimum 5, and when we've got 2 predator powers as well, we can be expecting more points there. So if egg space was a problem, might have been something I considered. But yeah, in this position, not necessary. So barn owl gets a hit, but golden eagle doesn't get the memo and misses. So yeah, we did net out at 6 points a turn there at the end, which I don't mind at all. So here we go. This is where the fun happens. We get the teal caches, 3 and 3, and then another 3 eggs here on the Dunnock. Really, really nice for me. As I say, missing out on that last end around goal, but I'm not too worried about that as we go into the final score. So yeah, I did expect to win here. Got to say, felt like a really, really smooth game. I feel like I did everything right. And just maybe my opponent struggling a little bit early on, not getting the engine or getting the food. So we've got a big lead. And of course, eggs was central to our strategy. So we do hold on to that lead. But then this is where the caches come in from those 2 teal powers. And of course, some tuck cards as well at the end. And it is a very comprehensive win there for us. 121 to 86. So yeah, a couple of good bonus cards. Definitely helping me out there. But really all about the teal power. So we'll take a look at my opponent. Rodentologist, I wouldn't mind that. And Viticulturalist certainly explains the bullfinch play at the end. But yeah, I've got to say their engine looks strong at the end. Maybe just took a little bit too long to get set up. We were definitely able to benefit a lot from the gallinule cards that came through, and just really making the most of those teal powers. So there we go. It's a win in game 1. But as I said at the start, it is a best of 3, so we're not through yet. We've got 1 and potentially 2 more games coming up in this second round. So if you want to see those, if you want to stay tuned, please do subscribe, and I'll see you in that video very, very soon.